Do you suffer from FOMO? Fear of missing out on your favorite sporting event when you're away from home? With ipVanish VPN, you don't have to worry about streaming content over unsafe or restricted Wi-Fi to watch your favorite events. ipVanish VPN allows you unlimited and secure streams to all your favorite sporting events. Don't let unsafe Wi-Fi and ISP throttling stop you from cheering on your home team or favorite athletes. Get ipVanish VPN now.
Good evening all, welcome to the pre-match stream for the game tonight against Nottingham Forest, which we're almost definitely going to win 4 or 5-0 with both our new strikers bagging. Two each for each striker, and 𝗟𝗲𝗏𝗧's going to score the 5th. You heard it here first, all right? If anyone wins any money on that, then I want some of that money. Who have we got tonight? Are you fresh? How you doing, mate? How are you doing? Hope you're having a good night, mate. You're going to tune out straight away when you see it's me and not Anton. So how's everyone feeling about the game tonight? Is everyone positive? Feeling positive? Feeling negative? I'll be interested to know. I'm feeling positive, but I always do until the game starts, and then I see that opening 5 minutes, and then it just vanishes. It just absolutely disappears for me. Right. We're just waiting for the lineups to come in. Anton's in the background there sorting the lineups out for us, so we'll have them in just a moment. So Sean Dyche, does he lose 5 games on the bounce? And do we keep a clean sheet? Tati or Pablo on neither. Yeah, exactly. Who would you prefer? Who would you prefer? No worries. Well, thank you for being here with me. It makes me feel less alone. So, yeah, positive is all we can be, really, isn't it? It's one of them things where you kind of have to. I've seen a lot of stuff this week about our time from, with Mascherano and Tevez, and we were in a stickier situation, but what do we are we able to dig our heels in? Do we see enough fight from this team? Because obviously what we saw against Wolves last week was not good, and that's not gonna save us. If we turn up the same team that played Wolves last week, we are doomed. Tatty, but it should be Wilson. Yeah, but I think we should probably prepare for life without Callum Wilson. I don't understand it, but I mean, at the same time, for Wilson, I think he's on pay as you play, so it makes no sense for him to stick around when we just bought 2 new strikers, I guess. So I kind of understand. Afternoon, Conman. Yeah, it does feel like it's the last chance to be positive. I agree with you there. It feels like it's every time we lose a game I keep on finding reasons to be positive, because I keep on thinking until it's mathematically done. I mean, tonight I was just at the gym with my cousin, and we were chatting, and he was saying that he reckons these 2 new strikers could help us stay up. So it's a lot easier to be positive about West Ham when you're not a West Ham supporter. But he was saying to me no, Queen, like, if we don't win tonight, then we have to beat QPR at the weekend, because it's going to just be more of an embarrassment. Whereas I think there's just this part of me that says if we can beat Forest tonight, beat QPR on Saturday, and then take 1 to Tottenham, if we can go and pinch 1 at Tottenham, because we cannot lose to Tottenham. It can't happen. Can't happen. Who knows? Well, actually, no, it's probably not going to happen. He's probably not going to get that number 9 now, because some people would have already bought the shirts, because they'll be pushing him heavily in the club store tonight. But yeah, I actually think Pablo does prefer the number 9 as well. So we'll have to see. News just in there from Anton. 𝗪𝗏𝘀 starts. We're going to see your man tonight, and we're going to see him set on fire. And if I'm honest, I've done the profile today. For those of you who haven't seen the video, please go onto our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see the video there where I've kind of broken down 𝗪𝗏𝘀. So also, for those of you who don't know, my name's Ben, and I kind of do more of the stats kind of thing. I kind of look at numbers. My brain, I've got like a Rain Man brain, I guess. So I kind of look at the stats and stuff. So today I've done a breakdown of what 𝗪𝗏𝘀 can offer us. So please do have a look through our profile, click on and look at the under the hood video for 𝗪𝗏𝘀. Don't go now, everyone stay with me, don't all rush. But if you have a look at that, there's reasons to be excited. And for those of you who follow us on Facebook, we've got the I've kind of done a break. Oh, here we go. We've got the team here. Let's go into this first. Areola, Walker, Peters, Todibo, Dinos, Skulls, Fernandez, Souček, Paqueta, Somerville, Bowen, and 𝗪𝗏𝘀. How are we feeling about this lineup, guys? I reckon we could see something special from 𝗪𝗏𝘀 tonight, coming straight in and starting. But yeah, and also earlier on, for those of you who follow us on Facebook, fantastic. If you don't follow us on Facebook, please do go over to Facebook, give us a follow. I posted something earlier about what a warrior 𝗪𝗏𝘀 actually is, and kind of some of the things he gives us. He's got a warrior's work rate. He's going to take no prisoners tonight. I guarantee you we're going to see a shift from him tonight. He's got big game pedigree, so he thrives under pressure. He's one of the only players to score 4 goals against Real Madrid in one game. He offers us a massive aerial threat, so hopefully we can actually capitalise on some of our corners. And he's just got that fighting spirit. He's like a little dog, he is. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Let's have a little look through. We got Aaron's on his way home. Let's hope so, because we need him. Nervous, mate, to be honest. Hello, Adam. Yep. I understand that. I understand that big time. Right, let's get a look at the lineups here. So as you'll see here on the side of the screen, the lineups are on there. As I said, the West Ham lineups: no Potts, no Magassa. We'll have a look at the bench. Give me a second. Let me take a look at the bench here. So the bench is Hermansen, Kilman, Pablo, Rodriguez, Magassa, Potts, 𝗪𝗏𝘀𝘀, Kante, and Mayers. So I guess last week's display against Wolves is probably the last we'll see of Callum Wilson. Thanks for the memories, thanks for the goals, but what are you going to do? I don't run the circus, I just report on it. Yep, 𝗪𝗏𝘀 starts. Here we go. No, as I said, Wilson's not on the bench. Mark, evening. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. No, I don't hate the lineup either. I think the only thing that a couple of people have a problem with that I don't is Souček. But for me, I think we need that leader on the pitch, and we don't really have a leader. So I'm glad to see Souček on the pitch, because the way Bowen kind of just fucked off the pitch last week, we need Souček. We need that leadership, and I don't care what you think of him, what you say of him. He's a leader. He'll grab that game by the scruff of the neck and he'll pull it up. If any of you have ever seen the way he reacts when he's criticised by the Czech Republic or Czechia, I think it's called now. He kind of now he's a bit more. He's very passionate. He does care. Yay, exactly. Evening, Harry. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Dino and Todibo, centre-back pairing is the best we've got. It is, I agree, and I really hope we can get Cresswell in, because I think a Todibo-Cresswell pairing at centre-back would be absolutely phenomenal. Thanks for all the comments, buddy. Yeah, 100%. Exactly, he is a leader, and I know a lot of people moan about him, but he is a leader. For me, last week, Potts had a pretty bad game, and I know a lot of people dig the boot in when I say he's young, but he is young, he is inexperienced. And if you sometimes when you keep on flogging a horse, you do damage to it. So I think it's right for him to have a game off. If anyone hears children screaming, by the way, I haven't just got children captured in my house. I've got my kids are in the other room, and they can't talk to each other. They just fight and scream. So yeah, but no, I agree. Potts has been fantastic, but I do think 𝗪𝗁. Well, I do think we need that leadership in midfield. So I think it's the right call by the gaffer to pull Potts out and to whack 𝗪𝗁 in. He's a great option off the bench to have as well. 𝗪𝗀𝘀𝘁 Mark, I've got a much better 4-letter word beginning with C and ending with T to describe 𝗀𝗻, mate, because I am fuming after last week. Absolutely fuming. And if anyone watched the breakdown last week, for anyone who doesn't know what the breakdown is, it's where I kind of take a look at the stats behind the games to try and understand more where our performance failed, where we're struggling, and what we can do to kind of move forward. I'm not a football manager. I just like stats. I just like numbers. I understand not a lot of people agree with me, but it's fun. And if you're into stats, then it's kind of, I put it in a way that you can kind of talk about, like, so you can kind of understand the stats. It's not just like some stat channels you get just numbers thrown at you and the expectation is that you understand them. I kind of put the numbers there and then break them down in a way that kind of makes it a bit more user friendly. But if you go onto that video, you'll see exactly how I felt about 𝗀𝗻. Yeah, that face pretty much sums it up. But bloke's a donkey, and I never want to see him in a West Ham shirt again. I don't even want to go to the West Ham store and see a picture of him in there in a West Ham shirt. I'm so done with that bloke. He's robbing a living off us big time. He's absolutely robbing a living. The only person in the club that has less of a clue what he's doing is the idiot that owns it. But yeah, we'll move on. But Stuart, going for a 2-1 win. Come on, you Irons. Yeah, mate. I've got a good feeling. I've got a good feeling. I don't know if I'm as positive as you. I feel positive, but as it gets closer to kickoff, I get negative. I see the lineup. It makes me feel positive. But then it depends what teams show up, doesn't it? I mean, I think our midfield is looking good. I honestly, I feel good about the midfield, and we'll go into it in a second. Bowen's still got the armband on, but we all know who the captain's going to be tonight. It ain't going to be Bowen. It's going to be the loudest man on the pitch that's going to rally the troops. It's going to get behind them and pull them up by the scruff of their neck. Thomas 𝗪𝗁 is the captain tonight. I don't care who's wearing the armband. We know 𝗪𝗁 is the captain. I hope the midfield is enough. Love 𝗪𝗁, but yeah, has he got legs? 𝗪𝗁𝗀𝗃 and Fernandes are going to need to do some heavy lifting tonight to kind of protect 𝗪𝗁. But having said that, again, harping back to the breakdown that I do after every match, please do go and check. It's normally the day after the match, maybe 2 days after the match. I do the statistical breakdown of the game and I kind of analyse where it all went wrong. And you can get that through our channel. So if you click on the channel, you can find the breakdown there. But I kind of just look at where the stats are going wrong. And the last few games, most of the games under Nuno, we completely surrender the midfield battle. Completely surrender it. So 𝗪𝗁 not having legs is a worry, but at the same time, if we're not contesting the midfield, you know, what's he going to have to do? I mean, he's going to have to do a bit of defending. So hopefully he doesn't push too far forward. But I think that's what you're going to see Paqueta and Fernandes do. And I want to see a better attitude from the pair of them. I want to see him tracking back. I want to see him doing their work. Every man on that pitch has got a job to do tonight. And if they show up and do anything like what we saw last week, then it's a fucking travesty. Yeah, Fiddler, you're right. 6 subs under 22. But we are the Academy of Football. You know, I mean, this is what the transfer window's for. Hopefully we're going to get in a bit of depth. And this is why I was a fan of signing Jesse Lingard. And I know a lot of you aren't, but depth and experience. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. Midfield is expected. Yeah, it is experience over legs. Yeah, you're right. It is very, very experienced. And I think that's what we need, though. When you're in the trenches, you need experienced soldiers to get you out of it, I think. That's just my opinion. But, yeah. for the long out ball and knocks down to 𝗪𝗏𝘃, etc. I agree. He's a good option. 𝗪𝗏𝘃's good in the air as well. I will say that 𝗪𝗏𝘃 is very good in the air. He is a he's very good with his head. He's very good aerially. I think he's got a 50% aerial win rate, which is really good for an attacker, kind of on an elite level. You know, I've kind of likened him as a statistical profile. I'm not saying he's going to turn out to be the same. I've kind of likened him to a 𝗪𝗏𝘃 kind of player. He's kind of looks like that kind of player. So I think 𝗪𝗁 and him in the box are going to help us from set pieces, and yeah, he is there for the knockdowns, and 𝗪𝗏𝘃 will clean them up. But yeah, here we go. He didn't get fresh. Not really sure what you're talking about. Sorry, buddy. Drop another comment. I'll try and get back to that one. What else do we need to bring in January? About another 15 players, really. No, we need another centre-back. I think we need a holding midfielder just for an option. I think we could do with a left midfielder as well, just as kind of an option for Somerville. That's just me personally, but if anyone else has any ideas, drop them in the comments what you think we should get. We need a centre-back and midfielder and a box-to-box midfielder. Yeah, exactly. So we pretty much agree on that. Guys, again, if you're looking to watch the game, check the link in the pinned chat. 𝗪𝗏𝘃𝗁𝗃 is 83% off, so scan the QR code. You can also take a screenshot and kind of hold down when you go into the gallery, hold down on the QR code. It will take you straight to the website. You get that 83% off with our code here at West Ham Network. I understand why you'd be a bit dubious, Mandy, afternoon, but I think that's the right midfield for me. I think that we need that leadership. Potts and Magassa looked like they were really up against it. Magassa made a big mistake. Potts didn't look at the horses, and I think it's the right choice to kind of give them that chance to make an impact as opposed to relying on them to start strong. But thank you for the comment. Yep, 𝗪𝗁𝘃 does give us more height at both ends. You're right, and that is what we need. We need to be defending corners. We need to be attacking corners. 100%, you're correct there. 𝗪𝗏𝘃 needs to turn up, or poor Skulls may struggle. I think that's kind of on 𝗪𝗏𝘃 and Somerville, because as I said on the breakdown the other day, Aaron Wan-Bissaka had a bit of a hard time the other week because Bowen wasn't tracking his runner. So we do need the whole team need to work together. The whole team needs to work together. Somerville has the pace to get up and down the lines. There's no excuse for not defending. No excuse. So I agree. 𝗃𝗃 has got to do a job, but Somerville also has to be doing a job there as well. Thanks for your comment, Martin. Hope you're well, bud. Hi, Michael. Afternoon, mate. Hope you're all right. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Yeah, 𝗃𝗃 does need to show up. He does need to show up because he's a massive player for us, and he just goes missing way too much. If there's 338 of you watching at the moment, if you can all just tap the like button, I'd really appreciate that. Let me know if I'm doing a good job, and if you don't think I'm worth a like, comment down below and tell me why you don't think I'm worth a like. Because come on, it only takes a second to click a button, doesn't it? How the hell can we rely on Skulls in this situation? Amazing how we haven't brought. Well, this was my argument that made me angry when I did my video with Russ about transfers. This is the argument I had, that he knew that Potter knew that we were going to have players leaving for the African Cup of Nations, and we were all led to believe that Potter was like a footballing genius, and he never kind of foresaw the fact that we had the African Cup of Nations coming to take two of our biggest players in two positions. We let Emerson go. Maybe Emerson forced his way out, but we let Emerson go. We let Cresswell go. We let Soufal let Soufal go. And out of them, would you rather in this situation that we had Skulls in these high match situations, or would you rather we had one of the above, Soufal, Cresswell, or Emerson? Drop your comments down below so we can all take a look. We've got some stats here. West Ham we hold a razor thin advantage. We've got 49 wins compared to Nottingham Forest's 48 wins, and there's been 26 draws between the two clubs. Callum 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗧, afternoon, mate. Going for 3-1. Tatty to score twice and Bowen to score the other. I've already predicted a 5-0 win with Tatty 2, Pablo 2, and Areola to score the 5th. Well, I'm loving the positivity. Loving the positivity. Anyone else got any score predictions for tonight? Let's see what everyone's thinking. How positive are we? Yeah, let's see how positive everyone's feeling. Apparently, Celtic are interested in Callum Wilson. So we'll see how that progresses over the coming days. But Martin O'Neill would be a great manager for Callum Wilson, and I think Callum would relish the SPL. I think he'd be fantastic in the SPL. The biggest victories for each player. We have Forest have beaten West Ham 5-0. That's their largest victory over us. That's our largest defeat against them. The FA Cup in January 2014. Our largest win was in February 2023, where we won 4-0. So tonight we're going to beat them 5-0 and smash that record as well. And we're going to keep a clean sheet, which we haven't done all season. So that's going to be good. Also, for those of you who don't know, it looks like Aaron Wan-Bissaka might be home sooner rather than later. Yep, Congo are out of the African Cup of Nations, so we will be having Souček back. We will be having Aaron Wan-Bissaka back soon. So happy with that. Feel for Wilson. I do and I don't, because I don't think West Ham's a good fit for him. I think it was a transfer of necessity over one that we actually wanted. I don't think anyone actually wanted him here anyway. And he is our top scorer, and I thank him for everything he's done. But it's not worked out. It was never going to work out. It's difficult. It's difficult for him, but he's going to go to the SPL, and I reckon if he goes to the SPL, I reckon he's absolutely going to clean up there. So yeah, I mean, I think it's good for him, and I think the fact that we're mutually terminating the contract it shows that it's a good thing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, let everyone know we're online. We've only got one like so far, so if you can all smash that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. Our only clean sheet was against Forest, so let's go for the double. West Ham 2, Forest 1. Still not optimistic of that clean sheet, Michael, but I understand it. I think I've just seen a great comment I'm gonna get to in a second. Yeah, 2-1 West Ham. I could see that. I could see a 2-1 West Ham. Afternoon, buddy. Thanks for joining in. James, afternoon, buddy. 1-0 West Ham. Souček in the 95th minute. That is proper shithousery, that is, and I love it. I'm here for a 1-0 95-minute winner. Love a 1-0 95th minute from fucking shithouse Souček. Bring it on, lads. I love that. Here we go. This is the comment. Stuart, you've got this bang on, mate. You've got this bang on. If we were at Upton Park, we were going for all this at the moment. We wouldn't, but the London Stadium holds more. We wouldn't be going for all this at the moment. London Stadium holds more than Upton Park, but it'll always be our home. Could you imagine the noise inside Upton Park tonight? There would be nowhere to hide. Imagine these snowflake players that are fucking off down the tunnel at the end of a game. Imagine them in front of the chicken run. They wouldn't stand a chance. They've got so much protection with that running track round them. It bubble wraps them. But could you imagine what would happen if we went a goal down tonight at Upton Park? The roar would be insane. No one would get out of that stadium alive. I'm telling you, it would be terrible. After evening, guys, he's a shit house, isn't he? He's like, he's proper. Like he does that now. He just pops up and gets his head on the ball. He's just always in the right place at the right time. He's a shit house. I love it. I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm surprised there's still only 15,000 tickets available, to be honest. It's a cold night after what we saw against Wolves. And that's only the tickets that are still available. There's a possibility that the people who do have tickets won't be turning up. That's only what's available. And you know what? When we played Brentford and there was a massive kind of protest, they didn't issue the attendance for the game. So I think we could be in to see something like that tonight. And I hope it hurts Sullivan's little pockets. I hope it hurts him, because he's done this to us. It doesn't matter what he says, what he does, who he tries to blame, who he tries to throw under the bus. He's done this to us. We knew when we won that Conference League, we had a real chance to capitalise. And instead, Sullivan sat on his hand. He didn't try and develop the club. He didn't try and build a better training ground. He didn't try and get in an attacking manager. I love the fact that, yeah, sorry, my mic is terrible. I will get a new one. I'm very sorry about that. He will try and blame absolutely everybody he can, but we absolutely have to understand that he had a chance to capitalise and take us forward and didn't take that choice. He left us where we are, and now we're just kind of limping around at the bottom of the league. It's been coming for a while. Upton Park would have 20k in there tonight, same position. Our street history, and we've been in this position loads of times, short memories. It would be loud though. 20,000 supporters at Upton Park would be loud. It would still be very loud. Okay, mate. I won't bother for you. No worries, buddy. I've lost count the amount of times we went through this at the bowling. We do suffer from delusions of grandeur at times. You're not wrong. I'm not saying that we wouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying we wouldn't be in this situation, but it's just the sound that place can generate on nights like tonight. Like, that can kind of be the difference. And sometimes the supporters need to hear it. Like, the players need to hear it. They need to hear that. They need to hear that absolute, like, carnage from the supporters. I mean, they say that supporters are the 12th man. How can you be the 12th man with a running track around the stadium, like, away from the pitch? No one can hear that. Do you know what I mean? For me, I just think it would help. It would help motivate the lads. Thank you. I am going to buy a mic now because it is annoying me. Thanks for that, buddy. Why didn't they start the other new lad do 4-4-2? Drop 𝗠𝗁𝗁, have Potts and Paqueta, Bowen on one wing, Somerville other wing. Both new lads up top. I think if we did that, I think if we did that, I think he would be in a bit of trouble, Billy. I think Nuno would get into a bit of trouble if we got on a hiding. So I think, he's keeping the same kind of system, but he's just changing up personnel. I'm a striker, ST holder, season ticket holder, but not there tonight. His little one's not well. Anyone can have it for free if they want it. So Callum there is nice enough. He's on Facebook there. He's nice enough. He's offered up a ticket. So if anyone wants it, contact Callum. Should I spend money? Upton Park. Should I spend money? Upton Park made it better. I just love Upton Park. I just like the nostalgia of it. I miss the ground, to be honest. Where did you play at Upton Park? Left back in the bar, mate. I was always left back in the bar. Come on, you Irons. Go on, Lewis. Get in there, son. 𝗠𝗁𝗁𝗁 our super helicopters tonight. Come off the hour, come off the man. Exactly what I want to hear, Daniel. Thanks for your comment, buddy. Stuart, sorry, I mean, should West Ham spend money on Upton Park making it better? I think it was more about building restrictions than it was about money. I don't think there was much we could have done. I think we were limited by the supply. The owners are opportunists. Like, they see the chance to put us in Stratford and market us, and that was all we were to them, is just a market employee. So yeah. Yes, love that. Not sure what you love, but I'm glad you love it. Nice one, Callum. I hope Nippers get well soon. Yep, nice one, Michael. Yeah, in fact, I completely washed over that, Callum. I hope your kids are feeling better. It always happens when they go back to school, doesn't it? And it's freezing cold. They go back to school, and they just get ill, or seeing family over Christmas. You know, just kind of gets there. Any news on Bento, the goalkeeper? Not that I know of yet. As far as I know, there's not been any kind of movement on that. But tomorrow, I believe, I've put together like a profile on the player using taking into consideration his stats, is everything about him, really kind of building a bit of a player profile that Russell's going to put up tomorrow on. Russell's going to record and put up tomorrow, I believe, on YouTube. So if you pop over to YouTube tomorrow, you can get a bit of a better idea of the player we're going to be signing. Again, anyone got any predictions for tonight? We got any predictions? See, I feel quite positive, but as I get closer to kick-off, I always get nervous, so it's difficult to tell. It's difficult to tell where we're going to what team's going to show up. Do you know what I mean? Evening, happy 𝗪𝗲𝘀𝗺. I think it's the right thing to do. I think, you know, the midfield was ineffective in the last game, and I think we need that leadership from 𝗠𝗁𝗁. So I like the midfield. As long as everyone's doing their job, as long as Paqueta, Fernandes, Bowen, and Somerville are tracking their runners, I think it's a positive change. And to be honest with you, even if it's not a positive change, I can deal with just not having Kilman in the squad. To be honest, 1-1, we're doomed. It has got a boring draw written all over it, and it is going to be a draw. It feels like that. It does very much feel like that. I do not like the London Stadium at all. The atmosphere there is rubbish. I cancelled my season ticket this season. We are playing shocking and crap. You're not wrong. We are playing shocking. We are playing crap. And I've never really liked the London Stadium. I've been there on European nights. I've been there on normal nights, you know. But I don't know. Maybe it just like when you went to Upton Park, you kind of felt like you were helping the area a bit. There was like nice local little pubs. There was nice, you know, little businesses. You had the Ridman there and that. So it kind of felt like you were helping the community. It felt like you were there, you were going to see your mates. It just felt like football. Whereas I guess new stadiums in general, any new stadium in general, you go there and you just feel like a customer instead of a supporter. And I hate that. I'm all for spending money. I'm all for buying a beer. I'm all for doing whatever. But I just feel like a customer, and it's not what I want. It's not what I want from a game. It's not what I want from football. I just want. I mean, it's not just the stadium; it's everything. I mean, football's changing. You know, I just wish we could go back. If I'm honest, mate. Here we go. Happy evening, happy 𝗪𝗁𝗀𝘀. Forest will settle for a draw. I think you are correct. I think you are absolutely correct. Hi, happy 𝗪𝗁𝗀𝘀. Another one. A striker that closes down will make the difference, but looks like Pablo has a hamstring issue. Well, I mean, 𝗪𝗏𝘃 also has the ability to kind of close down the player as well. He's quite physical as well. So I think 𝗪𝗏𝘃's going to help, and I think he's going to have the bit between the teeth. I think he's going to be ready to prove something tonight. Why Somerville? Can somebody tell me the reason behind this? Nuno probably could, but he probably wouldn't. I just think that he's. I think he's had a bad few games, but what other options do we have on the left? What would you prefer to see on the left? If we lose, will the manager go? I'm hopeful, but the first 15 minutes will be so important. I think for us as well, Martin, you're 100% spot on. For us, the first 20 minutes are pivotal in any game. I think if we start off really well, really positive, and with a bit between our teeth, I think we could go on, we can win the game, we can grow in confidence, because this is confidence. And a Wolves supporter commented on our Facebook the other day and said, all you need is a bit of confidence. And I completely agree with him that that's all you need is a bit of confidence. So this could kickstart our season, but I said exactly the same thing against Wolves. So we'll see what happens. I do believe Nuno will definitely be under some real pressure if we lose tonight. But again, the board have backed him, so will they sack him after backing him? But it's a circus, so who knows what Sullivan's thinking? Who knows what Sullivan will do? Thanks for your comment, Martin. We will win tonight, no doubt. We're going to beat Forest. Evening, Martin. Thanks for joining in, buddy, and thank you for the optimism. I'm loving the positivity tonight. Absolutely loving it. We got more here, feeling positive. Come on, you irons. Evening to Fresh and Mans. Feeling positive tonight. The best atmosphere has ever been when it was Ipswich in the playoffs. The last game at Upton Park against Man United was two of the best atmospheres ever. That last game at Upton Park was phenomenal. It still makes the hairs on my neck stand up. And I do wish that I could experience that again. And I wish my kids could experience Upton Park, if I'm honest. It was a shithole, but it was our shithole. Feeling positive. Come on, you irons. Very well put about feeling like a customer at home games. Perfectly described. Cheers, Martin. It is very much consumer based now, though. Like, I took my son to his first game last season, and we went, and even on the concourse, the ice cream van weren't an ice cream van. It was a corporate owned, like, it was a company owned ice cream van. It was £6 for an ice cream with a flake in it, which, you know, I said to the bloke, I'm not trying to buy shares, I just want one ice cream. But obviously that is everyone there. There seems to be no independent kind of businesses there. I ordered a pint of lager and I got a cider, and I was the only one in the queue at the bar. So I mean, I'm not sure how they messed up. There's 4 of them serving me. You know, the supervisors are just as useless as the staff there. But again, this is down to Olympic Stadium ownership. The shirt prices are going through the roof. If you've got kids, it's impossible. The ticket prices are crazy. For a day out, it's insane. And you go and you see substandard performances, and at the end of the day, you just feel like you've bought a shit TV or something. You feel like you've bought a product that you're not quite happy with. So that's for me. It makes me feel like a customer. You don't get it in the lower leagues. The club is such a clusterfuck. If we get something out of this today, then fair play to the team rising above everything. Looking forward to seeing Tasty Tatty. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm really excited to see Tatty myself. I haven't actually had a slip of the tongue yet, but we've got Areola and Titty now. So, you know, we're going for the double. The club is a clusterfuck, and it's clusterfucked from the top down. Sullivan, just sell up, mate. Just go. Afternoon, Gaza. Nice of you to join in, buddy. Good afternoon, Mandy. Lads, I'm 70 next year. Remember, Forest fans being removed from the South Bank for their own safety. The chicken run North Bank, the West Side, removed from the stadium. Happy days. It used to get a bit tasty at Upton Park, didn't it? That's for sure. That is for sure. I remember someone throwing snooker balls over the stands once against Newcastle, I think. And yeah, it used to get a bit tasty, but the atmosphere was unreal at Upton Park. Not every time, no, I'll give you that, but it was unreal. It's simple. Just don't pay those prices. Say no, and I do. I haven't been since I moved up north. But before I moved up north, I used to go give my money to Brentwood Town instead. Much better day out, much better footballing experience. You can drink while you watch football, which is a crazy concept these days. The bar was fair priced, and I felt like I was doing my bit sort of thing by buying a shirt, buying a badge, buying a program. You know, it felt like, you know, at the end of the game, the players used to come off and have a chat with the kids, sign some autographs, and you know, it really felt like football when I was a kid. And I guess it's nostalgia for me. But yeah, you're right. Just don't pay the prices. See if you can find a Chinese alternative for your football kits or something. Maddie says, hi, Gaza. Hi, Gaza from Fresh. Afternoon, Fresh. I love the grounds that are shit. My local Dublin team, Bohemian FC, play at Doneymont Park. Complete kit, but with tremendous history. That's what football is all about. I agree. I went to Ellen Road a while ago, and it made me really miss Upton Park, because Ellen Road was, I mean, it's not a shithole, but it just felt old. I mean, they're developing it now. I think they're extending the stands. But yeah, it's a bit, it's one of them things, isn't it? And you know, some of them stadiums in Ireland are supposed to be right cracking as well. Like, I've heard some real good stuff. I might even put that on my list. I'd love to go and check that out. What should we do to make London Stadium better? Move out of it, probably. No, I think maybe move the stands, like get rid of the running track if we can. It's difficult because the stadium's not built for football. It's difficult to say what we can do to make it better. Owning the club would be good. Owning the stadium would be good because we would be able to sort out the catering issues and we'd be able to put our own people in there and stuff like that. Because the catering staff are absolutely useless, but they're all kids. They're all agency staff. I used to manage at a hotel that did a lot of events and stuff like that. Prince Regent in Chigwell, shout out. I used to manage there, and we used to get a lot of kind of youngsters come in there through agency staff, and they couldn't care less. They just want to pick up a wage. They do not care less. And can you blame them for that kind of money? They're probably not getting paid that much. Sorry, my kids are going to come say goodnight to me. You want to say hello? Yeah. Oh! This is little Arthur. He's my son. He's about to go to bed now. What's Sam going to win tonight?
Yes.
Who's going to score?
Bowen.
How many? How many is he going to score?
10.
10 goals. Oh, mate. Good night, buddy.
No, more than 10.
More than 10. Give me a kiss. Come on. No, that, bud.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. One more to say goodnight to. Night, night, darling.
What happened?
Nothing. I'm on here. This is Freya. This is my little girl. West Ham going to win tonight?
Yeah.
Who's going to score?
I think with I think Daddy.
Tatty. How many goals are you going to score?
Okay, I'm gonna score 50 goals.
Tatty's going to score 50 goals. You heard it here first, guys. Right. No, no, baby.
Yeah.
Sweet talk, darling. Come on, you irons.
7.
Not 6, 7. Sorry about that, guys. My kids got to go to bed, and I'm on here with you guys, so I've got to say goodnight where I can. Yeah, I don't think we can make the stadium better. I like the Everton Stadium where it's quite steep, it's hostile. I would love something like that, really. Give the network a watch along a like, chatters. Yes, please do get your likes and your comments in. Like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Drop a comment, get involved. We all have a good chat on here. Like the chat. Cheers, Stuart. I'm enjoying the chat myself. Bob Marley played at Dalymont Park. Oh, that would have been phenomenal, wouldn't it? If Tatty's on the boil, we can mash up the Forest defence. Mash them up. Hopefully with a nice crisp finish or a lovely chip, he can be the King Edward of the scoring charts. And do you know what I saw today? Beautiful goal. He picked up the ball quite deep on the left. Again, watch the video if you haven't already. My breakdown of Tatty. There's a kind of goal I've covered on there. Picks up the ball fairly deep on the left-hand side. Plays a 1-2 with the defender. He carries the ball a bit. Plays a 1-2 with the defender. But as he makes the pass, he splits between 2 defenders. He splits that line. Sneaks between them, doesn't get stopped, doesn't get held off. He sees that space, goes for it, and he's instantly, the second the ball leaves his foot, he's moving for the pass. He takes a touch with the outside of his boot and finishes cleanly across the goalkeeper low. It was a beautiful finish. So, yes, I agree with you, Matthew. Thank you for the comment, buddy. Happy Amrit going to be confused with Tatty and Tatty both. Tatty and Tatty both starting. West Ham 1, Notts 3, Cocknets choking. All right, mate. You can stay in Palace and enjoy when Glasner goes off to a bigger club, mate. Don't you worry. Unfortunately, Dublin City Council will be redeveloping Dalymont into Grade 4 UEFA ground. That will take 2 years. It is a shame when they do those works. It depends if it's just restoration or if they're actually going to build. Hopefully, it's just restoration and they'll respect the stadium a bit. Heard on TalkSport you're looking at selling bonuses worth more now than if you get relegated. Bowen won't leave before the end of the season. I'm almost certain of that. I mean, they say there's not a lot of certainties in football, but I can't see. I mean, TalkSport talk a lot of waffle as well. A lot of waffle. About your club as well. They speak a lot of waffle. They were all pumping out 𝗪𝗀𝘀 out a few months ago, so I wouldn't listen to much here on TalkSport, to be honest. But in that same interview, they did say as well that they don't believe he'll leave before the January window. We don't lose the stadium. I think the rent actually reduces. So I think it actually it actually saves us money, I think. Can't be sure on that, but yeah, I believe that if we get relegated, we do pay less for the stadium. Hey everyone, come on your irons, good lineup. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for joining in, buddy. Hope you're having a good night. Hope we do get the win. Thanks for the positivity. Fresh, I've gone for 𝗪𝗀𝘁 and Tasty Tatty. Fantastic lineup there. Hey, happy team, Tatty Heaven. Bowen and Paqueta will go in the window. Nuno will jump through it. 3-1. I hope not. I hope not, mate. But it's a funny old world, isn't it? You never know what's gonna happen in football, unfortunately. Anyone else coming through with some scoring predictions? How about we try and get a first goal scorer prediction? Anyone got any feelings tonight about first goal scorers? If you get your comments in, we'll see if we can agree on any first goal scorers. He did indeed, fresh video. So yep, Bob Marley did play there. Saw Ruud Gullit make his international debut for Holland against Ireland there. What an absolute memory that must have been. That must have been such a fantastic memory. The closest thing to that memory I've got is seeing Paul Gascoigne as player assistant manager for Boston at Leyton Orient. Tatty, first goal scorer. Yep, I think so as well. Harry, Bowen, Tatty assist. It would be. I mean, Tatty does love an assist. 2 goals this season, and he's also assisted 3 as well, I believe. He's very much an instinctive player. One of his assists against Hellas Verona, the ball kind of landed to him. He controlled it perfectly. First touch, brought it under control, and instinctively just flicked it onto Guendouzi, who was open in the middle of the park, who literally just had to drill the ball home. So again, he's a natural helper in terms of assists. Hello, Anton.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi, Savaloy.
Oi, Savaloy.
How are we doing?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. I can hear
here.
myself 2 times over, but I know you can't. So
I'm glad you're here, mate, because I am breaking my neck for a piss.
Go for it, mate. Go for it.
I'll be right back.
That's fine. No worries. Yeah, the lineups are in, and I'm going to read through some of the comments and see what Oscar Kelly's in. Who's that? Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. I thought it was my sister in. Team news is in. Obviously, Tadebo's back in the team. Paqueta makes that starting 11. 𝗪𝗁 comes right back into that starting 11 when West Ham is needing a victory of some sort. They're going to rely on the old geezer, the old timer. Tatty up top, and Somerville maintains his position in the lineup. So that's an interesting one. I know Ben's been going through the starting 11 as well and looking at the bench. In terms of the bench, obviously you've got Hermansen on the bench, you've got Kilman on the bench, you've got Ezra Myers on the bench. We know that Callum Wilson's going to be leaving the club, it looks like now. Magasa, Potts, Rodriguez, 𝗪𝗏𝘀, and Pablo, of course, on the bench as well. So there's definitely options now. But yeah, it definitely makes for interesting reading. Now, if you are just joining us, go and click the link in the description or click the link in the chat and you'll see the opportunity to go and watch. If you're looking for a VPN, 𝗪𝗏𝘀, 83% off, the best VPN on the market. The QR code is now working. Average age of the bench, of course, Fresh Fielder is 6 subs, 22 years or younger. Yeah, definitely. Let me see what everyone else is saying. Hi, did indeed Fresh Fielder. I saw Ruud Gullit made his international debut for Holland against Ireland there. Tatty, Bowen and a Tatty assists. Hopefully the stadium comes alive with positivity tonight and we score first, second and third. 3-1 Tatty first. Well, interestingly for you, I don't know whether you want to classify this as interesting or not, but you do know that the club offer ticket exchanges. And with regards to ticket exchanges, it means that when you have a season ticket, you can put the ticket up for sale up until the game. And apparently there's upwards of, people are guesstimating 10 to 15,000 tickets potentially available at the London Stadium for tonight. Now there's no categoric evidence to say that is exactly the numbers, but it could be there or thereabouts. Obviously, we're going to need as many. What is this here? Who's our keeper on the bench? Is it Hermansen?
Yeah.
Just noticed that Henrik's there, sorry, as well.
I believe it's. I'll double check. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it is Hermansen, I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I don't doubt whatsoever that the fans will be behind, but I do think they'll be a bit quieter than normal. But I'm starting to see that from the stands, to be honest with you. And my fear, Ben, is if we go down, what that means. That's not West Ham fans turning their back on West Ham, because we all know West Ham turn up. That's West Ham fans potentially turning their back on the owners, isn't it?
Do you know what though? It's difficult because you've got to draw that line. Because I feel like a lot of people, especially like all of us on YouTube, the people on YouTube, unless they've met us, only really know what we portray on here. So they see us often at our worst this season. Like they see us at our most negative, and it's hard to stay positive. So it's easy to think that we're turning our backs on the club when we lose our temper. But let's be honest, like it's not been good enough. It's not about turning your back on the club. I'm actually quite glad. I saw a thing today. Simon Jordan, one of the only people I actually like on TalkSport, was saying that he agrees with the West Ham fans. He agrees that we've been mismanaged. He agrees that Sullivan's been a terrible owner. He agrees that they haven't listened to us. He agrees they haven't followed our direction, like what we've wanted.
That's fine, because I've not seen the clip. I've seen the thumbnail that TalkSport have put out where he kind of looks like he is going to start backing the West Ham fans, Simon Jordan. But equally, what I've realised, and we all know now about TalkSport, is it's mega clickbait. But then again, who isn't?
Who isn't? Yeah, everyone is. Everyone is.
And then with that comes someone that's spent months and months and months winding up the West Ham fans to finally turn around and go, well, I agree with you.
Yeah. It is true. It is true. But I'm more just happy that someone like a previous football owner has come out and said the bloke is a knob, and he is running the club into the ground. Like he isn't managing that club properly. And I agree. Like Simon Jordan for me is the best of a bad bunch on TalkSport. You know, but what they say about a broken clock, it's right twice a day. Do you know what I mean? But to have someone who's been in there and lost a football club turn around and go, this bloke's badly managing your club. Like if Simon Jordan managed the club better, he would still be the owner of Crystal Palace, but he's not. So he obviously understands and sees the trends in a bad ownership model. Is it? But do you think the owners are bad, or they just don't care?
I think it's both.
I think it's both. I think they're just inept.
I think they care not about. I think they care. They care first and foremost about money, but then again, it's hard for me to turn around and say, should they not care about money? So it's a tough argument, right? But it's clear if you buy a business, you're not going to buy a business to make a loss. No. But they're clearly are earning money.
Oh yeah.
But they're not necessarily caring about their product, and they're relying heavily on the corporate game of the world now, the way corporate's gone. But what's happened is they've gambled with that, and if this goes against them, they have potentially fucked up big style.
That's true.
And I don't want them, because I love West Ham. If West Ham fuck up and then it means they go, that's not what I want. I've heard people saying, do you want West Ham to fail so the owners go? I want the owners to go, but I never want West Ham to fail. So it's the catch-22. How do you...
They care about money, but they don't care about the product.
No.
They don't care about the output. They don't
I think they think they do. I do think they're delusional.
It's a very strange dynamic, that ownership model. But I just want to... Matthew said something earlier as well about two great dads. My kids come and said goodnight to me, same way your kids pop on. If West Ham lose, at least you can get a hug from your little diamonds. Yep, that is It's true. When we had
100%.
my little one, Arthur, my stepdad's dad was called Arthur, and he was kind of a family name when we called my son Arthur. And when I told my stepdad, he said to me, he said, "Oh, we're going to call it Arthur," and then he went, "What, after 𝗪𝗁𝘀𝗁?"
Oh, 𝗪𝗁𝘀𝗁, who's now bloody apparently leaving Sunderland, isn't he?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh God. No, I appreciate that comment. No, that's really nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. Who would you like to see manager? If Nuno would go, who would you want?
I don't know if there is a manager.
Right.
I've said this. I remember, love him or hate him, love the channel or hate the channel, Claret and Booze, Nick. I went on with Nick's show, and he was like to me, I would take Emery. I would take Emery all day long. And I was like, I wouldn't take Emery. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Anton? And I went, I wouldn't take Emery. And he's like, why not? Are you mental? And I was like, yeah, I'm not mental because we've got the owners.
Yeah.
And I don't believe, I really, really don't believe there's many managers out there that know how to come to West Ham and not just be a manager of the team, but be a manager of the owners. And I think the only manager that we've had under this ownership that's been able to manage the owners to a high standard has been David Moyes. So I give David Moyes the credit, not just for taking us to the Europa Conference League final, giving us 3 successful seasons in Europe. I'm not part of the Moyes brigade because I understand where it went to near the end of his tenure, but he absolutely managed.
He did manage them. He did manage them, and I feel like that was kind of a part of Moyes that we didn't really understand. I mean, you're seeing how difficult it's getting to deal with ownership models. Like Amarim's gone from mouthing off to the ownership. Maresca's gone from mouthing off to the ownership. You know, so we're seeing how hard it can be for some managers to work with ownerships in the new kind of model of like head coach. I really thought we would see more from Nuno, and I think this is maybe happening behind the scenes. Because for Nuno to come in and be like, I want these two, and he's got these two. You know, normally when we have a transfer window, we're like, that's Sullivan, that's Potter, that's Moyes, that's this. These 2 boys are Nuno's. And the only way we'll hear any different is if they hit the ground running. Then it will be David Sullivan's been scouting them for 10 years. He was there when they were born. You know,
it's such a hard thing to do. You know, like, listen, if they've backed him, which they say they are, and it is Nuno's signings, then good. And the thing that for me that helped the Nuno situation or gives him any form of credit is the fact that he's not had a window, so he's gained this team. This is his team.
I just don't like the fact that we keep jamming square pegs in round holes. Like we just got half the manager's team here. We got this half the manager's team. We got these players we got Lops, we got Potters, now we're adding Nuno's to the bench. And I think this is a great point here. You know, the wording of this, misfits, bunch of misfits, and that is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. Last
week at Wolves, and this is why this person's got it absolutely spot on. Last week at Wolves, none of those players looked like they'd ever played together. None of them looked like they'd ever played together.
But for me, I don't know how much they... Well, he said it himself when he came out in his presser, didn't he? He's like, the effort. And that's... Is he by dropping... I mean, you come out in the post-match press conference and you say effort. The next game, you're probably looking at players that you're pulling out and thinking, is that the ones you were targeting? So you're targeting Kilman, you're targeting Magassa, you're targeting Potts. I don't know if that's and Wilson, for example, and especially the fact that it looks like now he's going to be gone before the end of the January window.
I think as well, Nuno's kind of got a bit about him. Like, because I've heard that he likes a cigarette. I've heard he's a bit of a chain smoker. And he always, when you look at him, when we're losing, he looks like he really needs a fag. And I think that I would be worried to get in the changing room with him if I was a player not pulling my shift. So I believe everyone has had it off him. And it is effort. It is bottom line of it is effort. Martin, I completely agree with you, mate. I do just want Nuno to succeed. I don't want this merry-go-round of managers. I just want it to be. I want stability because we can't keep chopping and changing like this.
No, I completely agree, and I don't want to change. I'm no interest in changing manager. That's why it's funny when someone says to me, like, I don't want. I get the question, but the answer to that question is there is no manager on my wish list under this ownership. It is as simple as that. So I could say anyone, and I don't know if they would be successful because I don't trust our ownership. And it comes down to that. And I know that's wild to people's mindsets.
And that's the thing as well. Like, we've got a couple of comments here. You know, no managers will get on with our circus group, which is true. And you know, harping back to this comment as well. I don't. If people are in agreement, I know this isn't the whole like consensus of the club. But if people are in agreement that no manager can get this team playing, then we should stick with Nuno, really, shouldn't we?
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, unless it gets absolutely ridiculous, and I do think there has been some ridiculous decisions, but he's brought 2 players in now, and that in terms of up top, there's no excuses. Defensively, baffled as to why we've not made a move quicker. But just hoping between this game and the next Premier League game, we do something in that market because it's essential.
Yeah, something's got to change, isn't it? But
yeah, 100%. There's some pictures from the stadium.
Right. I'm going to shoot off and leave you so that everyone doesn't have to listen to me any longer.
Listen, and if you do want to go, that's fine. If you don't have to, if you don't want to.
It's all right. I literally got home from the gym, cooked the kids' food, and come straight on. So I want to have a shower.
No, go for it, mate. Right, good man. Everyone say thank you to Ben, please, if you don't mind.
3-1 tonight.
Ben for manager.
Yeah.
Well, listen, before you go, everyone put your comments in, and before you do go, Ben, what's your predictions?
3-1 West Ham.
And goals by?
Tatty, Pablo from the bench.
Wow.
I don't think
Saviours have arrived.
I'm not that positive, but I'd love to see him hit the ground just so that we see that it does work. Cheers, Sonics. Cheers, bud. Yeah.
Cool.
But have a good evening, mate.
Yeah. Cheers for that, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks
Take
a lot.
it easy.
See you later.
Bye-bye.